Okay, okay, okay. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yo,
Yo,
what's happening?
what's happening, my dog?
Man, feeling good, feeling good. How you doing?
I'm good, bro. I'm good.
What's up?
Yo, we got him, y'all. Yes, sir. Uh,
Thanks for having me, my brother.
oh, yeah, man. I appreciate you, man.
Man,
Um,
love.
yes, sir. Yeah, you're tuning in to Where's My Damn Podcast, y'all. Um, that's right. It's right here. It's right here. Smack dab right in your face. You know what I mean? I got a very special guest on the line. Um, but I just want to shout out the people that's out there listening, tuning in, um, to all uh, the three listeners. You know what I mean?
We love them.
We love them all. Hell yeah! Shout out to Anchor. This is my only sponsor.
All right. Mine too. Mine too. Shout out to Anchor.
Hell yeah, bro. I need more sponsors, y'all. Come on, holla at you, boy. You know what I mean? It could be Heinz ketchup, whatever. You know,
Anything for
anything.
man, number two pencils, I
Yeah.
take it.
Tap in, y'all. Tap in with your boy. um, but yeah, enough of all that. We're gonna get serious, but at the same time have fun.
Yes.
Yep, because we're just gonna go all over the place. We try to keep it structured, but wherever the conversation takes us, we're just gonna roll with it.
Hey, I'm with it.
Yeah, well, yeah. Like I said, you're tuning into Where's My Damn Podcast. I am your host with the most, Elvin Maglinte. Um, and yeah, I got this very special guest on the line, all the way from the shy.
Yes,
You know what
sir.
I mean? Yeah, Central Time.
Yeah. Yeah, for
Yeah.
real. It's nice and 3 o'clock here, you know?
Yeah, yeah. So we're gonna get into it. We're gonna break down his background, and we'll get into some fun stuff too at the same time. Yeah, y'all. I met him on Zoom. He's a stand-up comedian, and yeah, let's do this. Welcome in, y'all. My boy, my
So,
homie, Mr. Dario Durham.
man, what's happening, man? Elvin, appreciate you for having me on here, man. Really, really do appreciate this, man.
Oh
Thank
hell yeah! Thank you, fam.
you.
But yeah, man. First thing first, how are you doing?
I'm good, man. You know, I'm old, so I took a little nap just to be ready for this. And you
Hey
know,
man, I love my naps too, bro.
man, them naps they hit different, man. You know what I mean? At
Yes,
this age.
sir.
But
Yeah.
man, I'm feeling good, man. Just no, another day, man, to be alive above ground, man.
Hell yeah, that's right, man. Real talk. Yeah, man. Dario hosts a Zoom show, Zoom mic on every Monday nights, Central Time.
Yeah,
That's 7 p.m. What is that? 5 p.m. West Coast, yeah,
yeah,
5
5
p.m.
p.m. your time. Yeah,
And East Coast, what is that?
eight
Not
o'clock.
8 o'clock. Yeah.
Yeah,
All right. He's gonna break it down. He's gonna break it down. So we're gonna get into it. Like I said. So Dario, man. Like I said, I met you on Zoom, man. I totally dig your vibe, your energy. It's actually one of my favorite Zoom shows out there, and
appreciate.
not a lot of not I don't think a lot of people know about it, and people should jump on that thing, man. And
I
but
appreciate.
like I said, man, it's one of my favorite shows. I mean, I have a good time all the time, bro.
Man, I'm glad you do, man. It was, it's crazy. We started that mic right like the week after we shut down here in Chicago,
Hmm.
and I was that first week we missed. That was the only week we ever missed. Well, it was another week, like probably like a month and a half ago we missed. I just completely was tired,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
yeah, we missed the first week, and that was just because, man, I was like hurt that they, like this unknown pandemic, and we didn't have any answers. I felt like, the city was taking away our rights, when it came to like, creativity, and we didn't know anybody that was getting really hurt like that.
Yeah.
So that was the first one we missed, and
Mm-hmm.
I thought about it like literally after about it took me about probably the day after because we started the woman's mic I used to run.
Mm-hmm.
It was on Tuesdays, and so we never missed the woman's mic.
Okay.
Woman's non-binary.
Mm-hmm.
But it was that mic where I was like, you know what? Uh, I'm being selfish, man. Like Dario, you can still do this, man. Just get on the grind again and start it back up. And that's what we did that following week, man. We had both of them going at the same time, and ever since then, man, it's literally been like something to kind of like uplift my spirits personally throughout to get the week started off right, man. I just love that everybody is starting to take to it. So I really do like that mic, man.
Yeah, there it is. What month was this, or officially?
This, yeah, this was March of this year,
Okay.
2020. So I think we shut down. I know my last live show was the 11th, March 11th, and I know we missed what was it, St. Patrick weekend. That's a big weekend here in Chicago. We missed that, and it was the following right after that is when we started up. So
Yeah.
it was a while ago, man.
Ooh, man, that's the early days of the pandemic.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Yeah. You know what? I actually I found out, or I jumped on it like around I believe it was September.
Yeah, it was
Sep-
right around September you
yeah,
came through.
September. Yeah, September. And man, it was lit, yo. It was lit, man.
Yeah,
I remember the truly the
I love my Truly.
yes.
You know what's crazy is I started drinking Truly during the pandemic, man. So it was because I don't honestly, and I know I said this before and I joked during the mic, but
Yeah.
I don't drink a lot during the week.
Yeah.
I think the actually the only time I drink is during that mic for what the hour and a half, 2 hours that it runs.
Right.
And I have one or two drinks during that mic, but throughout the week, man, I don't drink. I work out and
Hmm.
I work a lot. And if I'm out socially with friends, I have some drinks there, but and I don't even go crazy on the mic. It's some days I go crazy, but it's, for the most part, man, like that's the only time I get to drink. And so I wanted to stop drinking after, like not stop drinking, but like kind of slow it down with the
Yeah,
live
yeah.
shows.
Hmm.
So I picked out Truly because I was like, you know what, let me just get on this Truly. Let me try it out. And I tried it out, man. It was lit, dude. It was lit.
Oh man, yeah, if you have it still on the archives, man, y'all gotta check that out.
I
That
find it for people and post it.
yeah, man, that was fun. Yeah, so we did your mic last night. Woo, boy,
Uh,
that was lit. That was
yeah,
lit.
that was turned up, man. I love it.
Oh man. Yeah, so yeah, it's a great time always. So like how did you break it on down, bro? Like how'd you get started in comedy, and why did someone influence you? How that
Yeah.
whole thing came about?
Yeah, man. So this is like one of my favorite stories to tell, man. Just how I started because I hope it's like inspiration for other people. But
Hell yeah.
I started out in stand up because I had like in comedy, I should say, because I started with improv first. But I started out with like a little breakdown. I had a breakdown. I was with my sister and her husband at the kitchen table. Not like a breakdown where I cried or anything like that, but but I kind of told. I was like, man, what do I do? Like I wake up, I go to work. I see my daughter, and I come back, and I do it all over again, and I repeat that process. I'm like, I don't do anything, man. Like, what
It's
do
like
I
a
do?
routine, right?
Yeah, it's a routine, and I was like, man, I want to break this normal routine because like I don't feel like I'm a regular person, man. Like I should be doing something, man.
Yeah.
And I wanted to do podcasting, right? So
Yep.
that was the first thing I did. So I went out and I bought some podcast stuff. Just like I bought a mic and I had like my iPad at the time, and I was like, man, I don't know if I can run it off of this, but I'm gonna try it. So I recorded
Yep.
a couple different episodes, right?
Yep.
And I was like, these are trash, man. So where can I go to get better at this? And off the top of my head, I thought of the Chicago, Second City, man.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a big thing here, man. I'm sure you know many celebrities and famous folks have come through Second City.
Mm-hmm.
And I look it up, and they, of course, did have an improv class. I'm sorry, a podcasting class I could take. So I was like, oh man, this is perfect. so so I went and I went to sign up, but it said you had to take stand up. I mean, improv A and B, and I was like, I'm not trying to be no funny person, man. I just want to be like, I just want to get these podcasts off when I can. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to do this. And you know, it took me probably like a month later, and I never forget, man. It was at 3 o'clock in the morning when I just rolled over and I grabbed my phone. The room is still dark. I just grabbed my phone, bright ass light shining in my face, and I signed up for Second City.
Okay.
And I signed up for Second City, and the rest is history, man. Like I went through, I did the A3 program. I fell in love my first day with improv, and that was the first time I was ever on a stage in
Mm.
front of people. And after that ended, I was at a crossroads. Do I continue improv, or do I, try what other people keep on telling me I should do?
Yeah.
And I just jumped, made the leap, and I took a stand up class, and I finished that one off. I didn't go through the whole program. I just finished it off because I started hitting open mics. And that was how I got started. That was my start in stand up, man.
Yeah, no, that's what's up, man. It's always a awesome story and a humbling story to
Yeah,
find out everyone's like how they got started and stuff.
yeah.
So that's what's up, man. So what year are you talking about here?
Yeah, this was so I started stand up in 2017. I started improv a year earlier. So
Hmm.
but the crazy thing is I quit stand up after about after about my fourth open mic because I had a bad I had a bad set, and I
Mm.
just quit, and I was like, yeah, you know what? I got my feel. You know what I mean? Like I had my time on stage and I
Yeah.
had fun doing it. I'm like, maybe this is not for me. And it wasn't until that was like probably November of 2017 when I made a comeback, and it was just because my buddy
Yeah.
he had a space, and he said, "Hey, look, I want you back," and I said, "Nah, man," and he just convinced me to come back, and that's the real, like, when the wheels start going for me with stand up.
Yeah. So what made you like what was it just getting back on stage again, or what was it just someone telling you, oh man, you're dope, or what
Well,
ended up happening?
it was the honest truth was he had me headline this show, and we were at the show, and the crowd was not feeling anybody up there, and I don't know why he had me as the headliner, but because I hadn't performed in like 5 or 6 months, and I haven't even done comedy. But I'm looking at the show, and I'm looking at these comedians, they're performing, doing their thing, and the crowd wasn't reacting, and I was like, man, this is gonna be rough, dude. Like, if they're not laughing at these funny people, I don't know what they're gonna think of me, man. Like,
Right.
like this is crazy. And so I went up there, and I got like the crowd to break. And in my head, I was like, holy cow! Like, how did I get this crowd to like laugh and smile? And they were dead the whole time.
Yeah, yeah,
And it was that thrill of, wow, maybe I can do it. You know what I mean? Like, maybe I can do this. And he had booked that was night one of two. I think it was like 4 days later we had the second show that I had agreed to.
hmm,
And that second show, it was the same thing. The crowd, our headline, and the crowd loved me. And
yeah.
I started thinking, I was like, dude, maybe I am good. and and honestly, I promise, man, like ever since that day, I've had some bad sets and things like that. I've had some times where I could have done better.
Right.
But overall, from that first time I came back, I really hadn't lost a step. Like, I haven't had a bad show in probably a good, it's 2020 now, going to 2021, probably a
Yeah.
good 3.5 years, man. I haven't had just a bad set. You know what I
Right.
mean? So I'm just like, knock on wood. I'm happy. I'm happy with that outcome, man.
No,
That's what kept me around.
that's what's up. Yeah, because yeah, I feel you on that because it sounds like you kind of found that 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 puzzle piece like to connect everything
Yeah,
like
yeah.
oh
I don't know what I
shit.
found, but it worked.
Yeah, yeah, and then like kind of lit a fire after that.
Yeah, man.
That's what's up, man. Um, that's cool, man. Yeah, no, like for me, like I didn't start till like 2018,
Oh wow,
2018.
recent.
Yeah, yeah, pretty recent. So but it was a trip because like I ended up just kind of just browsing through YouTube. I ended up finding this Kill Tony podcast.
Yeah,
I don't know if you heard about that.
I've heard of it. Yep.
Yeah, and that kind of got the ball rolling for me. Like um, there was really no like even though I enjoyed comedy and I was a fan of comedy,
Yeah.
I didn't really have like oh so and so inspired me or influenced me. Like
Yeah, I
yeah,
agree. It was the same thing with me, man. I don't. I mean, I have people who I really like, my favorites, but I
yeah.
didn't have anybody that like that's. I didn't have a comedian I could pinpoint and be like, you know what, I want to do comedy because of this person.
Right.
That
Not
wasn't
not
that
like in
wasn't the
like
case.
not like in sports, like oh man, MJ, oh man,
Yeah, yeah,
like that's
yeah.
my
I
dude,
want
that's what made me play basketball.
right, exactly. Yeah, I wanted to play basketball because of Mike, but I didn't want to grab a mic because of anybody.
Yeah. For real, man. Um but yeah, man, like when I ended up going to my first mic, I like the first few mics were like trash. And,
Yeah,
I was like, what the fuck? But you know what? Like going on being on stage, like it was something. It was like that I don't know what it was. It was it's kind of hard to describe, but just
yeah,
like the feeling like to be on stage and everything and telling jokes like that was
yeah.
awesome because I DJ too. I do DJ
Okay,
and like I've been DJing for a minute and like I was going through a kind of a transition like at that point in time like my mom was going through some health issues and like DJing was kind of I mean like I still DJ but it wasn't like
it wasn't like as big as it was.
yeah
For you.
like for me personally I guess and then like when I stepped into comedy it kind of gave me that second win. It was like whoa like
Yeah,
oh okay
yeah.
like this is it like all right.
Sometimes you need that though, man. I think kind of the same way that you kind of like got your second win, man. It was
Yeah,
like my second win,
yeah,
and you need that because like it's just fun. I don't know anybody that's out there trying to like do stand up. Don't do it for like the fame part of it. Do it
right.
honestly. Do it for you and do it for like just the smiles and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that and the happiness because it's something like you said, man. It's something walking off that stage after you done killed the crowd, man. It's like, man, that's dope.
Yeah.
That felt good.
Oh man, it's no, it's incredible. It's an
Oh yeah,
incredible feeling to have. Um, so shit, we're just gonna jump around here
yeah. Let's do it.
Dario. So couple things I wanted to like toss around here is the Roy Jones Jr. And Mike Tyson fight. So we're gonna do that, and
Okay.
also the E40 in Too Short. I don't know if you caught that, bro.
Yeah,
Over
I
the
caught
week.
it.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I caught some of it.
So we're gonna hit those points. So what'd you think about the whole Roy Jones Jr. and Mike Tyson fight? That
Like you know, it was good for me seeing Mike Tyson. I'm from that old school and Roy Jones.
yeah
I'm old school. I'm a '90s kid, man.
yeah.
So it was kind of cool seeing that like come to life.
Hmm.
Mike Tyson looked good. You know what I mean? Mike Tyson looked good. But I don't know, man. It felt like he held back because Roy Jones did not. Roy Jones looked like he still had his moves, like he executed them the best. But it
Hmm.
just looked like Mike Tyson laid off of him a little bit. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, that's what I kind of felt like, and then from what I was hearing from a lot of people too, like I thought he did good. I thought he actually won. I don't
yeah,
know why
right.
they
Me
made it a
too.
draw.
You know what? They want to pump up that number two round. That number they want to do that, man, because he definitely won.
Yeah.
He, he
What would you
definitely won.
what do you think Snoop's commentary right there?
Oh, that was classic. That made it. Like that. Snoop was like he was the show, man. Like that was good.
Them my uncles right there.
Yeah, for real, man. Then my uncles, hey, auntie, they out
Yeah,
there fighting again.
yeah.
That
Oh
was
man, that
classic.
entertaining. That
Oh
was
yeah,
fun, man.
yes it is. Yeah, that was good, my brother.
Stu was like, "Get him, Roy! Get him, Roy!"
Yeah, I mean Roy had some hits, man. He just I don't think he had enough to call it a W.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that wasn't no
I
W.
felt like Tyson got that one, but hey, it was good for all the boxing fans that were tuning in and everything. So
Yeah, facts. It
uh,
was good. It was just good for us to see. That's like if the Power Rangers got back together and
right,
made a TV show. I'd be down for it. I don't care if they are old.
yeah, yeah, hell yeah. So that's what's up. So this E40 and Too Short versus what'd you think, man?
I mean, I feel like that went on way too long
Hmm.
for what they had. I mean, to me, they both got like probably like 30, 40 minutes worth of good material. like, like and they old ass dancing. I don't know. Like it just it was cool, man, to see that stuff. They said that was the most expensive verses to put together.
For
Like
real?
that's yeah, they said it cost over $500,000 for them to put together. And I was like,
Like,
for what?
yeah,
Like,
that's what. Like what? I didn't
yeah,
even know that.
yeah, exactly. I saw that and I was like, come on, man. Like that's out of control.
Like for like from the advertising, the setup,
I think the
or
setup, they had the cars and all that kind of stuff, man. Like, I'm guessing. Like, I might be reaching, but that's what I'm guessing.
woo, man, I didn't even know that part. I was like, okay,
Yeah, yeah,
I
that's ridiculous. And it was good, but it wasn't nothing for me to
Mhm.
like. I feel like they had some fillers, so they were like, let's do these two.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. No, out here, the the Bay Area was
y'all were lit.
yeah, they were lit. They were lit.
Yeah.
Northern California, obviously the West Coast,
Mm-hmm.
they were loving that.
Yeah, I bet y'all were. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, man. Like, oh man. Yeah, cause man, when Too Short brought out some of the classics, I was like, oh
Yeah,
boy, like,
yeah. You know what? You can feel the classics though, because like a classic there is like a classic here. So
yeah,
it's
yeah,
so you could feel it. I
yeah,
just felt like it just went on too long. You know what I mean?
yeah. You know what? I think that from yeah, the usual time that it's agreed upon. Yeah, they went over the time than usual, I
They went
guess.
a long time. They went a long time. I was like, because I remember like tuning back in and it was like, damn, it's still going. Like,
Man, but man, the catalogs between them two, they could go on for another like couple months and shit, man. Like,
I mean, they could,
yeah,
but hits. I don't know about the hits if they go with hits.
yeah, yeah. I think that they have some good ones. I think Too Short probably maybe have just a little bit more maybe
I,
than
I would agree. Yeah, I would agree.
E40. Yeah.
Yeah, Too
So,
Short had a little bit more. E40 he a good feature person. You know what I
hmm,
mean? Like
yeah.
you bring him in on the feature, it's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? But
Oh
other than that,
man, even with features too, like they got that shit on lock.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, they got the features on lock. But I don't know.
yeah, man, that's but it was overall for it was good for like hip hop and uh
Yeah, these versus things are really good. You know what I mean? Like they are good to like kind of divert our attention away from what's going on in the world, which is
right.
which is what we need. You know what I'm saying? Like so, it's cool to see. My favorite one though had to be well, the one that was probably the most lit was the one two verses ago, the one with Young Jeezy. I mean, Jeezy and Gucci Mane.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
That was good. That was good. They got a little bit heated, but when they stuck to the hits, it was decent.
Yeah, yeah. Like,
Yeah.
are they cool now? Like, I
I
didn't
mean,
check it out, but I saw clips of it.
I think they all right. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like I think they all right. Like, but they ain't about to go, shake up after this. But they,
they about to go have coffee. Like,
yeah, nah, they ain't doing all that. But I think they cool. So
Yeah, the backstory to that, man, is pretty wild. Like from what I heard, I'm like,
Yeah,
whoa.
it's yeah. I mean, it's very wild, but they both Jim Jeezy is definitely wrong for what he did. You know what I'm saying? He definitely wrong for what he did.
Yeah.
But um, what's his name, man? Gucci Mane kind of wild for bringing up the dead friend stuff. But I
Right.
mean, look, you did he did have a dude come try to kill him. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that's kind of bogus. So it's I don't know. I'm torn on that one.
Right. Right. Yeah. That's a crazy ass story. I mean,
Yeah, it's super crazy.
that's on some street shit right there.
That's some real street shit, boy.
Yeah.
Like like how you wouldn't be like, oh man, it's time to leave the party. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what that is, man. Like I don't want no parts.
Right. Man. So yeah, like as far as like um your comedy, like how do you describe your comedy or like your style, or are you
Yeah.
still working on it?
Yeah. I think now I have my identity. Um, I talk about a lot of family, personal, observational stuff. I try to my observational stuff is not like the typical observation stuff.
Yeah.
It's everyday type of things. Like I have a joke talking about how people put jackets on, you know. So it's that kind of observational stuff that you might not think of. I
Right.
like to describe my comedy as for me, I don't tell a joke if I haven't seen it with my own eyes, if I haven't physically touched it, if it hasn't happened to me, because I want to be when I tell jokes, I want to be authentic. You
Yeah.
know, like I want to be able to tell that story with some conviction. And
Yeah.
when you make up stuff, man, sometimes you got to ad lib too much. But if I'm telling the true story, I know the story. I just got to be funny telling it. That's it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so yeah, so that's I have like modular jokes, and the cool thing about the way I craft my material is, um, if you take all my jokes and you jumble them up in the bag, and you just pull three of them out randomly, I can make a whole set out of any three of my jokes, and that's what I want to continue to have with my material,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I craft it like that intentionally.
Nice. Um, what's your like writing process?
Yeah,
Like how do you like write out your jokes,
how do I
or
put it?
yeah, how do
Yeah,
you put it together?
so usually what I do is I have a I have an idea, and if I'm busy and I think of that idea, I just put it in my phone.
Hmm.
But what I do after that is I come back to it, and I write three main points. I'll just talk it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll just talk it out, and I'll have those points down. I go out and try it. Right, I go out and
Yeah.
try it. I used to write the jokes down, but I ad lib a lot while I'm
Hmm.
on stage, and that's probably the improv in me, and that's probably just the South Side Chicago kid in me being
Woo.
able to do that. So I improv a lot
Yeah.
while I'm on stage, but I'll take whatever's funny because I listen to my material back again. I'm like, okay, that hit. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like that was a good one. I'll keep that,
Right.
and then I'll come back. I'll rework it again. And I put it different places. I put a joke, rearrange some of the things, and I'll remember how. Excuse me. Remember how I said something. If with a certain kind of if I did something like physically to kind of act it out.
Right.
So I take that time to put the stuff together. Now the crazy thing is when it comes time for showtime, um, it's so weird because like I don't have like written jokes down, like I
Like a
used to.
set list or something
Yeah,
like that.
I don't. Yeah, I don't have written jokes down. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like I have them in my phone,
Yeah.
and I remember them enough now to what the beats are. Once I do a joke probably like three times, I know the cadence of it and I know what parts I'm supposed to say.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so when it comes time for me, like say I'm on the show and it's time for me to go up, and probably a few minutes before I'll sit and I look and say, all right, I want to say this, and that,
Hmm.
and I'll just put them down, and I just list them and I remember them so easy. And from there, I just go, man. That's kind of like my writing process.
Yeah.
But I do tell people to write it down somewhere, man, because you come up with a lot of funny stuff,
Yeah.
and then you try to remember it later. And if I don't write it down, then it's gone forever. So
Yeah. Yeah. No, I feel you on that. Yeah, no, because the reason why I asked that because like everyone has their own process, obviously, and then you have the some folks that have joke books, and then you got like a
Yeah,
100 pages of material, and then they it. I mean, it's so synonymous with like comedians, but
yeah.
having a joke
Like
book, you
having a
bring,
joke book and a
yeah,
notebook and a pen and
right,
yeah, and going from mic to mic and stuff like that. Um,
yeah,
but yeah, I couldn't do that. I could never do that because like I don't like carrying a lot of stuff. And
yeah,
here's a fun fact. Here's a fun fact.
yeah.
In my 3.5 years of doing stand up, I have never once brought a mic, a pen or a pad or anything to the mic, man. I've always I've always remembered my jokes and I just go off the top of my dome, man. I never bring anything up to the stage with me.
Bam.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You know what? That's funny. You bring that up because like in comparison to like with DJing, whoo man, like I don't have to bring anything
Yeah.
anymore. You know what I mean? Like because with DJing you gotta carry a whole bunch of shit like
Yeah, for real.
turntables. If you were doing records back then, your crates and speakers. Like
Man, you got it.
as a comedian, I just show up, pull up like to the spot, like hell yeah, like
Yeah,
I'm
I think
ready.
that's the to me like that's a dope thing and like like I always used to say this, man. You ever go to a restaurant and you could tell the differences in waiters and waitresses, right?
Yeah.
The way there's a type of a server that's gonna come to your table and they're gonna listen to you talk and they're gonna write it all down on a piece of paper, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah. Then there's the other type that's gonna ask you what you want to eat without a pen or paper, and they're gonna stand there, laugh and joke and talk with you, and make you feel real comfortable.
Hmm.
And then they're gonna walk away with nothing. They never had anything in their hand.
Yeah.
And I always say to people, I want to be the person that never has anything that can have a conversation and make the person feel comfortable. Because like to me, that's skill right there. So I want when I go up to the mic, I want people to be like, oh, he ain't bringing nothing with him. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, we got a professional here. You know what I mean? Like that's what I want people to see of me when I go up to the mic.
That's what's up, man. Yeah, that's real talk. Yeah, I mean, I mean, yeah, you can usually tell, like who brings what and this and that, and
Yeah,
to the shows or open mics, and yeah, everyone has their own thing, and yeah, because like for me, like I said, I, the reason why I asked that because like I don't because I asked another comedian, and then it was funny that he mentioned it because he's a comedian out here in the Bay Area. He said I don't write down anything.
yeah,
I'm in my thoughts, and I was like, when I heard that, I was like, oh shit, like you know what, I'm kind of the same way. Like the the most that I'll do, like you mentioned earlier, was like yeah, just write some notes down in your phone. Like
yeah,
I'll do that and kind of backtrack. Like oh, okay, like
yeah,
yeah, because like you said, write it down so you don't forget, and then you kind of just go over it. Like oh okay, like because
yeah,
if you don't write it down and it's like oh shit, what was that? What was I
yeah.
thinking? Like oh
That's the
man,
part I don't want to have. But like, man, yeah, you're right, man. I agree. And the same thing, kind of like what you did. You asked another comedian. I asked another comedian out here too, and I said, "How do you go about your jokes?" Same thing, man. And he said, "I don't write things down." He's like, and a lot of people do, but I don't write nothing down. And I felt good because I was like, man, I don't write anything down too.
yeah,
You mean like I don't write anything down? So that made me feel better. It's like, all right, good. As long as
yeah,
you can remember it, as long as you putting out the funny and you putting in the work, the same work, just not writing it down.
yeah,
Hey, it's all good. Do whatever works for you.
right, yeah. Yeah, I actually was relieved when I heard that as well because yeah, like like I normally shit I just remember shit
Yeah, right. Me too.
yeah, I'm pretty good with my memory, and then and then like um like you mentioned as well, like I'll try it out, first couple times at a mic, and then figure out which ones to cut out or put in and stuff, and so I just kind of go from there. But
Yeah.
As long as I have the basis of it, like, oh, okay, the main premise, like, okay, I shit,
You can go.
yeah, you
That's
can
all it
go.
takes.
Yeah.
You know, that's all it takes. And it's funny because like once you get that pressure off for you to kind of be conform to what everybody else tells you to do,
Hmm.
it just goes by so much easier, man. Like
Yeah.
like because I hate writing shit down. I'll be honest. I like sometimes it's hard for me to put shit in my phone, but I do it. You know, I
Yeah.
do it because I'm like I know I have to because I'm getting old. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So like my memory be going sometimes.
So, Chicago. Let's talk about Chicago a little bit. What is the scene like at this point in time, or like pre COVID, I guess, when everything just kind of
Uh,
shut down.
well, yeah. So pre-COVID, man, it was popping. You know what I mean? It was pretty fire. You know what I mean? Like me personally, the producing shows. I had started to get some traction out here. I had one of the best shows and most consistent shows being ran in Mike's live,
Hmm.
and then COVID hit. We also had the women's and non-binary showcase too, and Mike. So we were doing good,
Yeah.
and the pandemic came and just kind of hurt everything, and starting back up was dope because we were one of the first to start back up,
Right.
and we were the first indoor show to start back up, so that was really cool. Um, uh, and we really did well. And then the shutdown happened again, this latest one,
Hmm.
and it kind of almost demoralized a lot of people because the rules and I think fatigue with just not being able to go outside in general
Yeah.
kind of kind of set in, and it just it's weird. It's a weird place right now, but I think creativity wise, this year really allowed a lot of people to develop and grow.
Yeah.
And I know from my experience with Be Positive Productions, we've really grown leaps and bounds this year. And I don't think that we would have been in the situation that we're in right now without this year.
Hmm.
So a blessing in disguise. And I say that with all respect to everybody that's going through what they're going through this year. But for us, we've kind of bounced back and grew from these pitfalls and these setbacks that we've had. So we got our podcast up and going again. We were able to get live shows going. We released an album and we're working on another album. We started two new shows during the pandemic. So like we've got these things going on, and we have an internet radio station that's going to launch next month.
Mm.
So a lot of good stuff happened to it, and I think it's just the brains that we have around it. We all thought, how can we make a bad situation good? And that's
Yeah.
been that's been the story of 2020 because yeah, believe me, we can sit back and look at all these negatives and all these things, and like I told you at the beginning, man, like I hated this. I was mad at the world, and you sit back and you say, all right, how can we make this better? And we did that. We made our version of better,
Right.
and help people out along the way.
Yeah. Yeah. No, amen to that. Because I mean, I think as people, as humans, like, even though we were going through some tough times, like, I mean, that's what we do, right? We
Yeah,
adapt. We find ways to overcome adversity, or adversities, and
yeah,
and just you know rise above on the other end
yeah,
of the
yeah.
spectrum. Um, like, okay, like, prior to you getting into comedy, what was I'm pretty sure there's a lot of popular clubs in Chicago. Um, I mean, probably
Yeah,
the greats been through there and stuff.
yeah.
Do you know the history prior to before you getting
Before I
started
came,
into comedy?
yeah, yeah. I knew the history of a lot of places, but I'm how do I say? Because I'm from the South Side. I'm a black kid, man.
Yeah,
That grew up watching In Living Color, watching Martin, watching Fresh Prince.
yeah,
Watching Jamie Foxx show, that kind of stuff. So I saw all these people at the prime and start of their careers, and I used to watch BET comedy and all that stuff. You know,
Hmm.
Bruce. You know, I used to watch all that stuff. You know,
Yeah.
and I knew the scene in Chicago. You just know that Chicago is the mecca of entertainment when it comes to like birthing people and starting stuff new.
Hmm.
I'll be honest. I didn't know a lot of the detailed history that I know now. You
Yeah.
know, and I
Yeah.
think I know that now because I'm in it, and for me, I do research on where am I walking my foot into. You know what I mean? Like where am I? What building am I walking in? So I know the history of all these places now.
Oh, there
Um,
you go. But
yeah,
what are the popular clubs out there that people
yes,
do shows?
yeah, so Zany's, the Comedy Bar, Laugh Factory, there's Stage 773, there's CIC Theater, a bunch of little theaters too here that a lot of people are doing. But the main ones are the big three are Comedy Bar, Laugh Factory, and Second City.
And
Second City and Zany's. There's
and
four, I'm sorry.
where's that located actually?
So all of them are in the city. All those four are in the city. One is in the Loop in our downtown area at
Hmm.
the old Michael Jordan at the old Michael Jordan restaurant.
Hmm.
So that's pretty cool. The other one is in two of them are in Old Town, and the other one is in Lakeview. So neighborhoods in the city.
Mm.
But yeah, they're all like kind of close by. I would say probably each one is maybe 15 minutes away from each other.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, they're all there, man, and it's really cool to kind of walk through and be on those stages, and hey, some greats been through here.
Right. Right.
But the crazy thing is for me though, man. My favorite comedian of all time is Bernie Mac, and Bernie Mac. I don't know if anybody know the story with Bernie Mac. Um, and this is a really cool story. It's a
Hmm.
really cool story, man. And this is why I think he's an inspiration to me.
Yeah.
Bernie Mac wasn't invited to any of these big stages. He never performed at Zany's. He never performed at a Laugh Factory at a at a comedy bar. Those some of those places weren't around, but he never performed on like major stages in the city.
Mm.
The reason why is he was always like kind of underground in like the places that were almost close to being big, but they were big with the black community.
Hmm. Yeah.
Because his style was different,
Yeah.
and part of my motivation is my style is a little bit different, and he Bernie Mac used a lot of vulgarity, and I curse sometimes, and I don't like to be censored. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
necessarily, I can do a clean show, but sometimes I just want to be me, and that's the expression. That's the reason why I got into this is to make people laugh and to be me.
Right.
And he didn't get invited to a lot of these places, and if a lot of people know that, because now we love Bernie Mac, and he's passed away, but we
Right.
love Bernie Mac, but he wasn't accepted at a lot of these places, and that's
Mm.
what people need to understand about Bernie Mac, and that's why I really do appreciate him because you never heard him talk about that. You never heard him complain. He just got in and did his thing, and he grew with it.
That's interesting. I didn't know that. And um, by you mentioning that, I was I saw something online not too long ago about as far as uh not kind of well not throwing dirt on certain places
Yeah,
as far as not being invited or this club or this promoter
yeah,
like because the thing that I read the point was like you don't want to do that just because the fact that okay, if someone was gonna hire you and then you make a comment or post on
right,
online, they're gonna see that and they'll be like, oh, okay, this is how he or she's gonna treat me. Like,
yeah.
it can kind of
It come back at you.
yeah, yeah. So that was kind of a Bernie Mac's deal, like what happened to
Yeah.
him.
Well, for him, it was. I think at that point he had kind of, he'd been established as to who he was. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
yeah,
So, he was doing this thing. He was found by the time people start thinking, dang, we should have had him on here. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
so for him, and the mentality was a little bit different.
yeah.
But you get a lot of these new folks out here coming up that are new comics and starting their whole thing, and they want to get into these spots, and it's difficult. It's difficult for them to get into the spots, and whatever the case may be, that's the way it is. And uh, you know, it's just a grind. I think everybody needs to understand that we go through things differently than the comedians of our past went through,
Yeah.
and we just got to learn how to be creative with it and find our way and make it happen. Just get the job done somehow.
Yeah, yeah. You know what? You're right. It is a grind because I'm I hear it from my OGs and the people that have done comedy longer than me. Because
Yeah,
you got to remember, right? Like we when we didn't have social media back then,
right.
and
It
all
was
that stuff, and comedy was a little different. You got to travel, you got to grind, you got to
yeah,
hop onto these shows and really put in your work. And with the advent of social media nowadays, and then
it's
the
way
the the,
different.
the, the attention span from maybe younger comics, like they're probably like, oh, how come I'm not on this show, like
Right, right, right.
like like it's a grind, and you got to be patient with it.
Yeah,
you know yeah, and it's, I mean,
you do have to be.
everyone has their their struggles and pitfalls, but because it's not going to be overnight. You gotta.
No, no, you got to work at it, and I think that's why I feel like talent right now is at an all time high because we're working. I don't want to say harder than the past, but we have so many more obstacles, now,
Yeah.
and so anybody can pick up a camera or a phone or something and just go viral. You know what I mean? Like anybody
Mm,
can do it. So
yeah.
it's just a grind and like figuring out our creativity in ourselves. And I think that's the beauty of it all too. You might not get into a big club, but at the same time, you still have an audience out there that you can appease to.
Yeah.
So it's just where your where your path, where you want your path to go, and finding what that is, and going about it, the right way.
Yeah. No, that's what's up. Yeah, because for me, like, even though I'm like 2 years, a little bit over 2 years, in the comedy game, like,
Hmm.
you know, like I'm having so much fun with it, bro. Like, to be
Right.
honest, like, like, I don't know, I don't know where I would be, I guess. And then not only that, like, I'm having fun. I'm meeting different people, and I'm really devoted to this. I'm really
Yeah.
putting in the work, and you know, um, sometimes, like, I'll see whomever that came up in the game, and at the
Yeah.
same time as me, it's like, like, what happened? How come so and so is not putting in the work? Like,
I do.
like
Yeah.
like like you should be here with me. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
Um, and I tend to surprise a lot of people too, just because of my situation. Like,
Yeah.
say, damn, Elvin, like, like, you're blind, and you're going out there, bro. Like, and
But everybody grinds different, man. But like you see something like that, and that just shows you level of work ethic. You know what I mean? Like, uh, I know if I saw, like you doing that, that would motivate the shit out of me. It'd be like because like I take motivation from everywhere, man, and it's like, man,
oh,
if
hell yeah.
anybody, yeah, oh yeah, man, like in any motivation in any form, man, all it takes is you can sit here and say, hey Dario, you know what? You can probably do this a little bit better. And I'm gonna take it both ways. I'm gonna take it personal and I'm gonna take it motivationally. So
Yeah,
I'm
100%, bro.
yeah, I'm a love and hate it at the same time, man. But everybody built different, man. Like everybody's built different. So it's I always find it funny when people say, oh man, you see him do that? How you do that? It's like
Yeah.
sometimes I'm like, man, look, I woke up with the same amount of time in a day you did, and I just went after it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm, like I mentioned earlier, I'm a big MJ fan.
Oh yeah,
Like, I look at his obsession, and his just his crazy work ethic, like,
man.
and then you talk about, if you try to piss him off, he's gonna come back at you,
Yeah,
like,
Yeah, he going crazy.
Yeah, he's gonna put up like 50 in the next game and shit. So, um, yeah, I kind of have that same like approach. Like as far as like what you said, as far as motivation, like
Yeah.
I can, yeah, I take it personal, and then at the same time, yeah, man. What you got coming up? Like in the next, well, obviously it's holidays and everything.
Yeah.
Pretty sure you're gonna be busy with family and stuff.
Yeah.
As far as like the new year, what you got going on?
So New Year's gonna start off with very busy, very busy.
Yeah.
We got the first couple shows. I got a podcast interview with a pretty nice podcast. Uh,
What's the name of the podcast?
his it's what is it? It's something with Jake. I forgot the name, but he's got like a ton of followers, man. And we're going to be talking it up. Real talk with Jake.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
Real talk with Jake, and we'll be talking it up with him early in January, the first week of January, and then we come back the next week, and we got a show out. And actually, the funny thing is, my very first open mic was in the place where I'm going to have this show. So it's going to be my first time ever performing there as a performer, not an open micer. So I'm
Mm.
excited for that.
That's a live show, right?
It is live show, live show. It's the first one that I ever produced in my old city that I used to live in, Plainfield, Illinois.
Okay.
I spent a lot of time out there in my teen years, and it's my first time ever as a comedian putting on a show, and I put on over 100 shows, man. And this is my first time putting one on for Plainfield.
That's what's up, man. Oh, man, you're starting off with a bang, bro. Like
Yeah,
it's.
yeah, and also our podcast today. Well, by the time this airs, it's the 22nd of December. But
Mm-hmm. Yep.
this is the season finale of our podcast. We start back up on the 11th of next month, so we're gonna take a few weeks
Okay.
off here.
Yep.
But yeah, man, and then after that, our radio station launches at the end of January, and
Mm-hmm.
then after that, in March, we have our women's album is going to debut. So we got a lot of time, a lot of things coming up.
That's cool, man. You talked about the album. What is that? Is that a comedy album, music album?
Yeah, it's going to be a
what is that?
compilation. Yeah, it's going to be a compilation of women comedians,
Mm-hmm.
artists, and we're going to make it fun. So this will be our third album under the Be Positive Productions uh, label,
Yep.
and we're excited for it, man, because this is going to be very different. I don't want to give too much away, but it's going to be very different and very fun, and it's going to be for the women and non-binary. Give them a platform, the same platform we give everybody, and just bringing people together here, and that's what it's all about, man. And I'm excited for it to launch and for it to release.
Yeah. No, that's dope, man. Good to hear you. Doing some positive things and working hard at the same time. So that's
Hmm.
that's
Thank you.
that's what's up, man. You know what? Before we wrap it up, bro. I like I said, man, from during the beginning of the show, man. Your mic is one of my favorite mics, and I just you as a host, as a person, like I appreciate your energy. Uh, man, I feel like I met you somewhere. You
Man,
know what I
yeah,
mean? Like, or you're like one of my homies and shit, man. Like,
man,
so
man. I appreciate
yeah, and then like, and a quick thing about this whole Zoom thing, like this is what's cool about the whole Zoom thing. I mean, a lot of people are like, 50-50,
it. Yeah,
about it
some people
still.
split.
And this is what's so cool about it. Like I wouldn't have met you if it wasn't for Zoom.
Yeah, man.
And so, what I'm saying? Like if we translate that, when things do open up in the future, like if I happen to, swing by to Chicago one day, I'll be like, "Yo,
Yeah.
Dario,
Oh
what's
yeah,
good?"
my brother, you got a stage here, man, and
Yeah, man.
that's the beautiful thing about this whole thing, man, is that we can find this kind of we could find this kind of space and friendships with each other, man. And so,
Yeah.
I've said it many times on the mic, man. And you've heard me say it. I love the
Mm-hmm.
new faces, man. I love the networking aspect that Zoom shows have brought. And I'm just glad to meet people like you, man. And it's cool to chop it up, man, and just become friends like that across the country. You know what I mean? Like this is that I think that's what the quarantine has really brought back a sense of humanism and
Yeah.
humanity and things like that. Where we just get those skills just to sit and talk to people. You know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
man? Like
Yeah.
just to talk like normal. So um,
100%, man.
yeah,
100%.
I love it, man. I love it.
Yeah. All right, man. We're getting right down to the end of the show. Um I'm getting into a habit of asking this question to all my guests, and I'll break down the three questions, and I just want your take on it, and your opinions,
Okay,
good or bad,
okay,
and I'll let you choose which one you want to answer,
okay,
um, and because like these are like things I want to know. I'm a fan of it as well, like the questions,
okay.
but I wanna see what other people's opinions of and their take on it.
All
So
right.
I'll let you choose which one. So we got question number one: aliens or Bigfoot? That's number one. If you weren't Question two:
Okay.
if you weren't doing comedy, what would you be doing?
Okay.
Kind of like the your other interests, I guess.
Other interests? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And
Okay.
question three: since we're in like this whole pandemic thing, like this whole like fucking zombie apocalypse type
Yeah.
thing. You know, when shit goes down, what is your go-to food?
Oh man. Let me answer
So,
all three of them.
okay,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
like that. I like
yeah.
it already.
I answer all three, man.
Yeah,
Look, aliens or Bigfoot, man.
yeah.
I'm gonna say Bigfoot. Here's why, man. Because look, Bigfoot is like the equivalent to Tupac, and what's his Bobby Fischer is the chess player. We don't know where they at. You know what I mean? like you know what I mean? We think we seen them. Like we know we saw Tupac and Bobby Fischer. You know what I'm saying? But like
Yeah.
somewhere somebody saw a big thing walking around and they ain't never seen them again. So like I feel like, but I feel like we seen it's gonna come out somewhere. I don't know, so I'm gonna go Bigfoot on that
Yeah,
one.
yeah. No, you can even do both. I mean,
Yeah,
it's either
right.
one. But you know what? You know why I asked that question? Because like, I mean, I'm not a like a big conspiracy theorist person,
Yeah,
but I do appreciate and I mean obviously certain things like it's just way out there. It's like, oh damn, that's a bunch of crap.
right.
But I'm into that kind of shit, bro. Like like
Conspiracies and stuff.
well, no, not necessarily conspiracy, but like just the whole like aliens, and that's why I asked the question, like aliens or big. Like I think like how could you not think that we're the only ones out here in the universe, right? With
Yeah,
the whole alien thing,
yeah. It's
and
somebody else out here.
yeah, and the Bigfoot thing, like I don't know if you know this, but because I read something online, like like in Russia, 50% of Russia it's undiscovered. So just
Oh, I heard. Yeah,
yeah, so just imagine what the heck is out there,
yeah.
right?
Right, right. That's true.
So like yeah, I'm and I was telling somebody it's like no wonder why Bigfoot's like so elusive, man, because we're trying to pry and fucking grab like blood samples and hair samples and
Yeah,
shit.
for real. Yeah, for real. Like we. That's why he like, man. Look, they look in the wrong place, man. Oh
Yeah.
man.
Okay,
Uh,
question two.
yeah. Question two.
What would you be doing other than comedy?
So the crazy thing for me is that the answer to that question is what I'm kind of doing right now. I've always wanted to run business, and
Hmm.
own my own business, and at the same time be able to give back to the community. I feel like my life, that's what I really wanted to do.
So,
And
but really Dario is saying, y'all, he wants to run a strip club. That's
yeah, yeah. Pretty much, you know what I mean? Like pretty much. Um,
no,
you
I'm
know,
fucking with
yeah, no, it's all
you.
good. But yeah, so right now I'm, I get the pleasure of running a company, and
Yeah,
I'm my own boss. Now, granted, we're at the very beginning of this whole thing, but
yeah,
it's something that I can call my own. And I'm also a part of a charity organization, and we've already done some good for the community. So for me, I'm actually kind of doing what I would be doing if I didn't have comedy. And the crazy thing about it is I'm doing it because of comedy.
yeah, yeah,
So like I'm actually really happy that I have this going on. You know what I mean? Like so um yeah, I feel like that's what I'd be doing if had no comedy. I'd be doing what I'm doing anyway right now.
yeah, yeah.
So
Okay,
that's a
that's
beautiful
what's
thing.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah, running your own business. All right.
Yes. Yes.
All right. Question three is like I said, what is your go-to food? Like if you had to survive, like
Yeah.
in a couple weeks or a month,
Go
like
to
this is what I'm gonna eat for the next month or two.
burgers. I'm a big cheeseburger type of dude, man. So uh, anywhere you go, anywhere I go,
Yeah.
uh, it's the cheeseburger first. Now, a lot of people be like, "Man, you need to get off the cheeseburger thing." And I try. I like other things. I really do. But it's like, man, give me options, man. I'm choosing. I'm choosing that. Like so. The
There you
cheeseburger,
go.
yeah,
All
cheeseburger
right.
is my go-to.
Well, okay. I'll add another one to that. What favorite cheeseburger spot or fast food spot you prefer?
Man, so there's this place out here in Chicago, man. If you ever come to Chicago, I'm definitely gonna take you there and get you some
Yeah.
food, man. It's called Red Hot Ranch, and
Okay.
they do the smash burger style with the charred edges on the burger, and
I like that.
yeah, man, it's got that real homemade style, man, and it's juicy. You know what I mean? Like like the cheeses fall over your finger when you bite into it, man. So I love that right now, and I just discovered it. I just moving back to the city, man. It's right down the street from me, and
Okay.
that burger has. I probably had that burger, no joke, in the last year. Whew, man, in the last year since pandemic started, I probably had that burger at least 30 times. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
at least 30 times, man. And I
That
love it.
that's his go-to food, y'all. That's
That's
his
the
go-to
go-to.
food.
That's my go-to.
Yeah. Oh man, I appreciate you answering the question. That's what's up, man.
Oh, of course, my brother.
Um, all right, man. We're gonna wrap it up in a minute here. Where can where can people find you
Yeah.
at right now?
Yeah, you can find me at Dario D Comedy. That's Dario D Comedy on all social media platforms. So find me there. If you like to find what we got going on, you can search Be Positive Productions on Instagram. It's B underscore Positive Productions. And you can find everything we got going on there. We put all the stuff from the podcast and everything is there. So yeah, you can find me all over the place, man. And look at it. Check us out on iTunes. Check everybody out on iTunes under my name, Dario Durham, Dariodurham, and look up the two albums that we have. We got 32 dope artists that went number one and number four. So we excited about that. So yeah, look for me. I'm out there.
All right. Can you hear me?
I can hear
Okay,
you.
okay. All right. Hey, little technical difficulties there, man. Shit. Somebody, man, I hate when that happens. Somebody try to call it.
Oh man, that's the worst,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. Follow him on the different social media website, y'all. He's on you on the gram,
Please
right?
do.
Gram, Instagram.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Twitter,
Come check me out on the gram.
yeah, Facebook. So yeah,
All over.
support him. I mean, he's a good dude, man. That like I said, man, he's a positive like light person. I mean, just
Man,
a
I
positive
appreciate
energy, man. Just support him. Go check him out. So yeah.
you. Thank you, my
Um,
brother.
and as far as my stuff, y'all, where's my damn podcast? That's right. Just check me out on the YouTube. These podcasts will be uploaded on there. Also, various streaming platforms: Spotify, Google, Apple Podcasts. So check this out on there. Hopefully, this will be dropping soon. And as far as my stuff, check me out on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube as well. So yeah, yeah, support Dario, support me, man. Support,
Support Elvin.
you know,
Support everybody.
yeah, man. We're just trying to do our thing out here. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Well,
That's right.
Dario, I appreciate it, bro. Man, it's been fun. I mean, we could go on
Absolutely.
forever, bro, but
Man,
maybe
we
we have to
could.
do part two. You never know.
Man, brother, just come on. Let me know. Say word, man. Say word.
Yeah. All right, Dario. You have a happy holidays, bro. Man. Hopefully
You
I'll see
too.
you either next week or into the new year.
Absolutely too, man. Happy holidays to you. Happy New Year, man. Stay safe out there, man. And man, blessings on blessings, my brother.
Yes, sir. All right.
All right. Peace.